Hey everybody, it's me, John Anthony Chihak Soltero. It is actually not Saturday night anymore. It is technically Sunday, Veterans Day weekend. I have a long weekend. And I want to show you some of the goodies I got. Now, a couple of these books I picked up last week during Presidio Comics portion of the Collector's Territory on the Comic Book Shopping Network. It's a channel on Facebook where, much like the home shopping network, you can watch. They will list different comics, bundles, key issues. They do a flash sale where every book at that point is listed as $1, which I have some cool books that I'm going to show you today. And it's just it's a really cool show. Presidio Comics and Old Pueblo Comics, the proprietors are friends of mine, and they've been very supportive of my ventures as a comic book creator of the Bubble Patrol. They've purchased ad space. They've helped me set up at different conventions, and made sure that I've been taken care of in numerous ways. And they help promote me. I do my best to promote them. So check out Old Pueblo Comics, check out Presidio Comics. They do the show live here in Tucson every Saturday night at Harley's Toys and Comics in the Tucson Mall. Now, this week was a little bit different. They started at like 9 o'clock. They usually start at 8 o'clock Arizona time, and they go to 10:30. Because daylight savings happened, everybody fell back, so like all the shows went all the way until 9. Each collector on the Comic Book Shopping Network has a time slot that they need to abide by, or that they try to abide by. They're going to be working that out and get it fixed. Tony of Old Pueblo does a thing where he posts something on the Comic Book Shopping Network page about 4 or 5 hours ahead of time. So you'll see a post from them, like it, comment on it. He usually has free goodies that he gives away. This time it was G.I. Joe trading cards. He was giving away 2 packs to anybody who liked and commented on the post and then purchased something from the show. Now, people who are local to Tucson can actually go to Harley's and pick their stuff up, save on shipping, which is really, really cool. But if you are out of town, out of state, they've shipped to people in like upstate New York, all the way in Hawaii. These guys are also collectors just like me. They know how to package comic books. They take it very, very seriously. They want to make sure that the comic book, the condition the book is in, that they show you when you purchase it, is the condition it arrives in. They're pretty manageable for things like if they post something and you want to make an offer on it, they're pretty reasonable about it. Of course, within reason. So let me show you some of the stuff that I've got in the last 2 weeks. They've also been very, very cool about having me be able to showcase the Bubble Patrol on the show, and we've sold several copies of it, and I'm super, super excited by the response that people local and some people out of state now have copies of the Bubble Patrol, and then sometimes the return when we solicited issue 2 and the Bubba Files. People were saying, I want a copy of that. We read the first issue. We loved it. It just brings a smile to my face to know that some people were such completists that they're like, okay, so we have the Presidio cover. We have the Old Pueblo cover. Do you have the regular A cover? Let me get the Bubba Files. Let me get issue 2. And they give me that chance to showcase. So it's really helpful. A couple of my friends who are local have gotten into the show as well and started watching and purchasing stuff as well. So let's get to it. I got Teen Titans Special number 1, Rebirth. This was part of the Lazarus contract storyline that was between Teen Titans, and Deathstroke, I believe. I got Nightwing Annual number 1. It's a little bit backwards here. For those of you who know, I'm a huge Nightwing fan, so it was a cool book to have. I think I have the book already, but it's always cool to have duplicate copies of books that you really enjoy. Cold-Blooded Chameleon Commandos. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle knockoff, one of, I'm guessing, dozens of different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle knockoff books. This was done by Blackthorn Publishing. I don't even know when this book came out. It says 86 is when this artwork was done on the cover, August of 86. Wow, just 2 years after the original Ninja Turtles came out. Oh, that's kind of cool. Cover price on that was $150, like in 86. Blood Syndicate #1 from Milestone, the Milestone universe that was created by a bunch of great creators, some of whom are still around today, making noise, making waves. One of whom, Dwayne McDuffie, who passed away several years ago. He may have been like one of the, you could probably call him one of the fathers and architects of the DCAU. Shows like Justice League Unlimited, a lot of the animated movies and adaptations that they did, Dwayne McDuffie had a huge part in. And the Naomi comic book, done by Bendis, Campbell, and Walker, or I should say Bendis, Walker, and Campbell, because Bendis and Walker were writers. Naomi's last name is McDuffie, and I read that on Instagram. They actually approached Dwayne McDuffie's widow, and they asked her if that would be okay, so it could be like a legacy for him. And she was like, when I read that, and I read that in the book, like I started tearing up. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sentiment for somebody who meant so much to the industry as a whole and was an ambassador beyond comics into the animated world. Uncanny #500. This is just a really awesome cover. It's a wraparound cover. It's super, super beautiful. You got Sentinels in the background. Like, this is just beautiful to have just for the cover alone. I don't think that's Ross. I don't know who that is. I mean, it actually looks like Ross. I think it is a Ross cover. Let me actually look at that and see if they give a credit to it. Colorist, main covers. Yeah, Alex Ross. Okay. I think this is the classic X-Men variant, maybe. I don't know. But it's an Alex Ross cover. Spider-Man #21. This is Bendis, Leon, and Ponsor. Ponsor was the colorist who just recently passed away last year. He worked with Bendis and Pacelli on the first Miles Morales books. So it's really cool to have. It's kind of a nice, I love that art style on the cover too. The Spiders, Generations, Miles Morales Spider-Man and Peter Parker Spider-Man #1. This is when they were starting to do the legacy numbering on all the characters, especially like passing the torch from the original like Silver Age characters to the modern age characters. This I picked up last week from Old Pueblo. This is The Thing #31. Just this super, super sweet cover. Thing and Devil Dinosaur the movie. Would you believe it? These are really fun books, and I saw Tony of Old Pueblo actually bagging these before the show, and I was just like, no, I need that one, I need that one. So he didn't even get a chance to put them on the show. These are from the Amalgam line after Marvel vs. DC books came out in the mid-90s. We have Challengers of the Fantastic, Iron Lantern. I think this was one of the first ones. I think Challengers of the Fantastic was one of the second ones that they did. We had Spider-Boy Team Up #1. This is one of the second ones that they did. I think the first one was just Spider-Boy. The Magnetic Men featuring Magneto #1. This is from 97, so I think this is from the second series. Amalgam did 2 different series. This is the second one as well. This is JLX Unleashed, and this is like Justice League and the X-Men combined. The first one was, oh no, JLX is different than Exciting X-Patrol or Uncanny X-Patrol. Generation Hex with Jono Hex, with like Jono Starsmore Chamber, and then you got like a random from X Factor. And then I think that's like White Queen right there, Emma Frost, I think, which makes sense because she was part of Generation X. This I got today. This is pretty dope. Tomb of Dracula number 12. This is the second appearance of Blade. One of my friends, Kaylee, KX Carnage, here on Instagram, she picked up, Tony had 2 of these at Tucson Comic Con. She picked up one, and I was just like, that would have been a really good get. But Tony had another one, so I picked up another one, which is awesome. This I picked up last week from Presidio Comics, from Eric Freichin. Astonishing Tales 25. This is first appearance of Deathlok the Demolisher. It's a pretty decent copy. I mean, it's got some wear and tear. The pages are a little bit yellowed and stuff like that, but I mean, it's just a beautiful book. And for all the news about Deathlok, it's a good book to have, too. And then for those of you who followed maybe the last video that I did, the recaps of Tucson Comic Con, know that I have this big stack of Alpha Flight that I got in a lot off of eBay last week. And so to go with that, and this was when he was taking them off the rack, so he lowered the price on it. Uncanny 121, first Alpha Flight, first full Alpha Flight. It's just a sweet cover and leads into and I'm sorry, it leads into Alpha Flight number 1. This is from 79, and I think Alpha Flight came out in 1980, so like right afterwards. But this is a really cool Cockrum and Austin cover. I mean, just look at that. It's a little, the glare is a little bit, so my apologies. There you go. Like, that's just really nice. I'm super excited about that. Again, those are my pickups from last week and this week. I'll post a second video about the updates on the Bubble Patrol issue 3. It's coming along on page 13 of 32. But I'll post another video about that. Hoping everybody's doing well this long weekend. Hope you guys take an extra day to relax. I'm going to be getting some mad cardio on because I purchased a spin bike this week. I don't do as much cardio as I should, but gonna get back on that and just like supercharge my workouts. So hoping you're all good. Talk to you later.